Good evening, everybody. I'm gonna be posting this to YouTube because normally most of the content won't upload to Brightspace correctly. But starting along with slide one, so this really is just about Germany, German cultural opinions of our food consumption in America and how that's relating to like a higher increase of like Europeans being more outright and outspoken about the fact that they are healthier, that their lifestyles are better, and that they live longer, etc. All of these things, which when you look it up, is backed up by data. But when you think about it, when Americans are hearing this, it's actually starting us to be. It's at least it has made me a little more aware and more self conscious of what I'm eating, my food consumption, my dietary consumption, what I'm eating. I for the longest time I didn't know that when something is included as a percentage, it means of your daily diet. It's not what's in the product, right? So like let's say if this was a box of cereal, vitamin A, B, 106%, and then like sugar 26%. So what that would mean is like in that whole box or in that serving is 26% of what you need for your daily sugar diet, and then 100% of what you need for your vitamin A, B's, whatever minerals percentage. And I did ask a lot of my friends, and most of them all said that they also did not know that that's what these things meant. Moving on to my introduction, finding the divide between Germany and the United States in terms of dietary norms and our relationships to food with happiness is difficult because largely in Germany, food is like a come together sort of event, like Oktoberfest and beer, wine, burgers, brats, those sort of things, and cheeses. But it feels like in America, it's much more on like a everyday basis. McDonald's, this, that, whatever. Um, but Germany, it seems to be much more of an issue of the matter of fact of um, being with each other and being around each other and being more like a social thing. I tried to narrow my focus more to Germans' dietary and recreational and environmental norms and their restrictions, but also just like German opinions on ingredient lists in American food and how they sort of trip into our lifestyles and kind of screw up our bodies a little bit. So interviewing Killian was really great. I found that products in Germany are often topics of legislation, so like banning certain products or certain cancerous causing chemicals, things like that. It's taboo. Um, the sale of caviar in Germany because Germans are so eco conscious about the fact that sturgeons are overhunted and that caviar is something that's often for it's an elitist thing. So roe is fish eggs, but caviar specifically sturgeon eggs. So um, they've really become more conscious about that and how they go about their lifestyle, like um, protesting certain dinner menus, things like that. They also have a lot of flexitarian consumers, so people that will consume maybe meat, pork, fish, but remain vegetarians, or people that for a while are vegetarian or vegan and then they go back to meat sometimes, things like that. And they have a lot of obviously being in Germany, being close to water, they have a large source of fishing, and a lot of them are pescatarians. And I found that this kind of doesn't clash well with the American diet because the American diet, at its core, is largely processed foods, meat, dairies, lower amount of vegetables, lower amount of fruits, which is unfortunate. Next, the interview part one, the actual interview with him, which I included in I think it was my field work or my observations for the project. Getting to know Killian and getting to know about his opinions on a lot of these things were really great. Especially how he thinks the American cuisine bought like commercially or even in the store typically tends to be meat more of like a filling, but more processed and more oils and whatnot. Um, Next, we move on to slide six, which is Germany's recycling and healthy lifestyle. So Germans actually have a way to recycle based on type of plastic and container. It's called the FON system, and basically it allows people to put footprints of growth and carbon emission reduction in paper and writing, because they get change for it, things like that. Often, if somebody wants to recycle, if somebody picks up a crate of something and they can recycle it, this allows them to get some change back, sort of like a pay it forward kind of thing. They can be recycled really anywhere, supermarkets, liquor stores, and this just goes to show like Germans are from Killian's words, very environmentally conscious to the fact that they hold each other accountable for these sort of things. So they won't just like it's a very like it will be a lecture. It will be hour-long lectures if they find you recycling incorrectly or throwing recycling away in the trash. It will be very long lectures about the fact of what you're doing is wrong. Here's why. Why are you doing it? Stop doing that. Germans are very literal people. They are very stern when it comes to like instructions followed. Follow the instructions correctly. The systems work, and they've seen that. So I think that really helps them. All citations have been listed before on my observation and my field work and whatnot, and my proposal also. Those were really the only scholarly places that I went to. Others were interviews directly from Killian. I can't really cite that other than like taking a picture of him and being like, "Here's Killian," but that'd be kind of strange. They were not recorded conversations; they were notated conversations. I can show the notations and whatnot. But apart from that, all citations have been listed before. And the studies are linked and available. And really, a lot of this information is easily accessible. Anywhere, Google, if you want to go Google Scholar, things like that, you can find a lot of trends where Americans feel less healthy because of their diets, while Germans are actually feeling socially a little better. And this is often because it's a reflection of American diets and whatnot. But anyways, thank you very much for listening, and I hope everybody had a good semester.